Hi there, this is David and happy Valentine's Day. Last year I created my own top 10 best JRPG couples video, and this year I thought that it would be fun to get everybody in on the action by allowing my Discord server to submit and vote upon their favorite couples. So far together we've discussed monks, thieves, white mages, black mages, archers, bards, dancers, gunners, sages, summoners, red mages, blue mages, donkeys, robots, lancers, ninjas, and paladins. But love is in the air, so let's light a fire, dim the lights, and pour a glass of wine. This series seems to be pretty popular, and if you want to take part 2, be sure to come and join the Discord. Please keep in mind that this is not necessarily my opinion, but the opinion of the best Discord server around. So join and become part of the fun as this series continues throughout the rest of the year. Number 10, submitted by Ryu Uramashi and receiving 29 votes, is Hicks and Tengar from Suikoden 1. These two are inseparable childhood friends born in the warrior's village. Tengar is the fiery daughter of the village chief, while Hicks is a shy boy with affections for her. Hicks first meets McDowell's party when the Neck Lord kidnaps Tengar, and he begs the party to help him rescue her from becoming his 70th bride. It's only immediately before the crew enters Neck Lord's foreboding castle that Hicks finally steps up and declares his love for Tengar, while also joining the hero in assailing the castle. Having witnessed Hicks's bravery, Tengar's father allows him to fulfill the village tradition of naming his sword, and he sweetly names it after the one person that he cares for the most, Tengar. After the rescue, Hicks is content to allow his lovely girlfriend to take control. After all, happy wife, happy life. Number 9, submitted by Dark Cloud in California and receiving 29 votes, is Vice, Aika, and Fina from Skies of Arcadia. Some would say that having 3 people in a couples list would be against the rules, but since when have pirates cared about rules? There is just no doubt that these 3 have a very loving relationship. Rather than having another boring harem situation or pick your own waifu, the game developers took a risk and actually created one of the few truly polyamorous relationships in gaming. Vice cares deeply for both of the women in his life, and they in turn obviously love him and accept each other's feelings for Vice, not letting any sort of jealousy come in the way. Even when the women are separated from him, they spend time going on adventures and becoming closer. They all truly love each other, and they love Vice, and with that much love going around, these 3 deserve a place as one of the best thruples in gaming. Number 8, submitted by Zin and receiving 32 votes, is The Hero and Your Wife from Dragon Quest V. This may very well be the first instance of marriage and children in a traditional JRPG. Dragon Quest V is unique insofar as it tells the coming-of-age story from childhood all the way to adulthood, with marriage and children in between. This romance is essential to the gameplay and the plot. In your teenage years, you make your way to Salabona, and you're greeted with a choice of 3 wives. Bianca, your sassy childhood friend and resident black mage, Flara, your sheltered sage who you met once as a child, and in the remake on the DS, Deborah, a hot-headed bitch on wheels who will claw your eyes out and make you laugh all at the same time. No matter who you choose though, they'll give you a son and a daughter, who will also grow up both to serve a central role in your party as well as in the plot. Number 7, submitted by Dax and receiving 34 votes, is Luke and Tyr of Tales of the Abyss. When I first played this game, it took me a long time to warm up to many of the characters, even these 2 titular heroes. Luke is annoyingly spoiled, and Tyr comes off as a cold-hearted bitch, but despite her trying to assassinate Luke's swordmaster, they're forced to work together when they're stranded alone far from civilization. Over the course of the game, Luke is forced to grow and change through terrible hardships, and Tyr takes down her walls and learns to accept Luke for the person that he's going to become. Much later on, as the party approaches the final battle, Tyr is gripped with the fear of losing him forever, and in apparent desperation, she shakily tells him that he must come home because she'll always be waiting for him. Then, in a hushed tone, she utters aloud the 3 words that she's not been able to yet say, "I love you." Number 6, submitted by Dingus Darkness and receiving 35 votes, is Ryudo, Elena, and Millenia of Grandia 2. This throuple is unique insofar as Elena and Millenia essentially share the same body, and the dominant personality comes out depending on the situation. Ryudo and Elena's relationship starts out as a business arrangement, with Ryudo assigned to be Elena's bodyguard. He sees her as a sheltered and holier-than-thou princess, while she looks at him as some sort of brute. But of course, they do warm up to each other over their journey together. Millenia, on the other hand, is the polar opposite of Elena, and she definitely knows what she wants. It's quite the dilemma that you find yourself in love with a holy sister who can become a demonic entity at the drop of a hat. However, it's truly beautiful to see how the dynamic between these three characters develops as they all grow to accept and love each other. Number 5, submitted by Alcast and Ace Blitzer AJ and receiving 37 votes, is Jessica and Kyle of Lunar Silver Star Story. These two have a history, which is actually kind of unique for a JRPG, because most of the time you get to see a character's love blossom from the ground up, but not here. Jessica and Kyle have been dating for some time, even if Mel, her father, doesn't approve of the tanned beefcake. When Alex and crew first meet Kyle, he's a drunkard, focusing on wine, women, and song. But Jessica projects her massive BDE over him to keep him in line as best as she can. Outside of the battle, these two are pretty dysfunctional yet endearing, while inside of a battle, they are a force to be reckoned with. Kyle swings his massive sword around, while Jessica heals, buffs, and can do pretty well with a mace herself. While they fight all game long, they eventually soften and learn to appreciate their differences, reuniting just in time to help Alex with the last leg of his journey. Number 4, submitted by Jin and Punishment and receiving 51 votes, is Sylvando and Dave of Dragon Quest XI. Who can resist a classic love story? Sylvando is a dashing knight, and Dave is a stalwart pirate companion manning the ship. While Dave might be usually overlooked simply for not being a playable character, he is by your side the entire time all the same, commanding the ship, leading the band of pink pirates, and even showing up to aid Sylvando in battle through various combat techniques. While much of their romance is not seen on screen, we do get to see how Sylvando's life choices have brought him into conflict with his overbearing father, who disapproves of Sylvando's less than knightly lifestyle. Their love is an emotional character arc that hits home for a lot of marginalized JRPG players, and it's amazing to see Dave always at Sylvando's side supporting him through family conflicts as well as world-ending cataclysms. Number 3, submitted by definitely not Davidvinc and receiving 62 votes, is Chrono and Marle of Chrono Trigger. From the moment that Chrono first laid eyes on her, he knew that she was the one for him. So he does what any awkward teenage boy does, and he crashes into her, then ignores her, steals her belongings, and then drags her away from the candy shop by her ear, only to then fling the unfortunate waif into the past where her existence is ended. After their tumultuous meeting, they're inseparable, well, except for that time where Marle's father accuses Chrono of kidnapping and then throws him into prison to rot. So now it's time for her to rescue him. It really is a testament to Chrono's love for Marle that he even allows her to be in the party at all, considering that she's easily the worst character combat-wise in the game. But blondes have more fun, and I think that Chrono just wants to keep this spunky princess around to see what trouble she'll cause next. Number 2, submitted by Chris and receiving 70 votes, is Zidane and Garnet of Final Fantasy IX. What always struck me the most about their relationship was the way that their personalities changed each other, occurring naturally throughout the course of the game. At first, they were opposites, one being a world-traveled thief and the other a sheltered princess. When she wanted to know how to deal with aggressive people, he taught her how to be tough. When she was sad and wandered off alone, he didn't let her sulk and instead gave her thoughtful company. When Zidane talked about other girls, she made it clear that she didn't approve, and he stopped. Despite all this, Garnet saw the good in him. He listened when she told him that she didn't like something, and she saw how disappointed he was at noticing that he'd upset her. The two just naturally go together, much to Steiner's chagrin. Zidane knows that she's really something because, of course, Garnet got it all from him. Number 1, submitted by Power Panda and receiving 73 votes, is Tidus and Yuna of Final Fantasy X. The theme of the entire game is writing your own story, and her entire life, Yuna has known what her story would be. She was groomed to be a summoner and save the world from sin, trading her life in the process, as was her duty. But then, Tidus appeared, throwing a wrench into her pre-planned life. At first, their relationship is one of mutual understanding. Both want to make the most of their tough situations. Both just want to help each other. But as they journey together, they begin to rely on each other more and more, with their friendship eventually blossoming into love. They both grow and change, taking on personality traits of each other. Tidus learns that sometimes fate is inescapable, while Yuna learns that sometimes it's not. And together, the two in a team learns that they can write their own story, because in the end, their love for each other allows them to change the fate of an entire world. Well, that's it for the top 10 best JRPG couples as decided by my Discord server. In the spirit of Valentine's Day, I thought that it would be fun to see some photographs of the couples that we have here on the server though. So please enjoy these photographs as we go through the long honorable mentions list. Katone and Shinjiro from Persona 3 Portable, Hubert and Pascal from Tales of Graces F, Maxim's descendant and Lufia from Lufia and the Fortress of Doom, Jack and Lady Harkin from Wild Arms, Rindo and Shoka from Neo The World Ends With You, Kiyosuke and Excellen from Super Robot Wars, Pietro and Narcia from Popo Croix, Dario and Riddell from Chrono Cross, Tu and Sent from Drakengard 3, Klaus and Cremeria of Valkyria Profiles 4, Klaus and Cremeria of Valkyria Chronicles 4, The Hero and Leon from Suikoden 5, Rex and Pyra from Xenoblade 2, Alphys and Undine from Undertale, Ryuji and Jiamu from Namco X Capcom, and Shaz and Rika from Phantasy Star 4. Also from the Bravely Default series, we have Barris and Holly, as well as Elvis and Adele. From the Final Fantasy series, we have Reese and Beowulf, Palom and Leonora, Squall and Renoa, Delita and Ovelia, as well as Vanille and Fang. And from the Fire Emblem series, we have Pent and Louise, Quan and Ethelyn, and Raven and Lucius. Who are your favorite couples and why? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to take part in future ranking videos, please come and join the Discord channel to make your voice be heard too. The link to it can be found in the video description as well as the comments. I do hope to see you there. And as always, if you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day.